Hi, and welcome to Matcha with Murad, where I, Murad, talk to other creatives about their process, what drives them to make their art, and anything else we find interesting along the way. So join me here every week for a new and inspiring story, and sometimes a quick heart-to-heart from yours truly. You are listening to Matcha with Murad. Good morning, guys. Good morning, or should I say good afternoon. It is about 1:15 p.m. Central Time right now, and I am just coming off of a productive morning. Figured I would just record a quick podcast for you guys because I really do love doing this. It's so fun. But I wanted to talk to you today about consistency, because I have found consistency to be so helpful in my life lately. I can't even begin. And it's funny because I always knew that, but becoming a consistent person for some reason has been extremely challenging my whole life. And I didn't realize that it's actually so simple. It's way more simple than I ever thought it would be. And for the last probably 2 months, I've found myself being consistent with one thing, and then that slowly leading me to be consistent with another, and then slowly leading me to be consistent with another. So I've just had this kind of upward spiral lately, and it's been marvelous. Like I can't even, rave about it enough. And so I think what I was doing originally when I wanted to be consistent, I think what I was doing was, I wouldn't put in the work, right? On a daily basis, I wouldn't put in the work. And then I would just out of nowhere want to be amazing at something. So I'll give an example of like working on my music. I wouldn't work on it. I just keep my guitar hidden in its case. I wouldn't do vocal warm-ups every day. I wouldn't go perform anywhere. But I'd get this urge to just be the best singer and best guitar player and learn this one song that I wanted to learn out of nowhere. And then I would give myself this very high expectation of wanting to learn the whole thing in one day, and really only in a few hours. And I remember I'd get so disappointed in myself or discouraged because I just couldn't do it in that amount of time. It was just such high expectations, and I wanted it all right then, right there. So impatient about my outcomes. And I've been like that about a lot of things. And I didn't really notice until I kind of got fed up with myself. I got fed up with that feeling of just being discouraged, but when I never gave myself a fair chance in the first place. It's not fair to expect yourself to learn a whole song in a few hours. I mean, really, like even people who play all the time, they still have to put time into practicing a song before they get up and do it. And so I just got fed up after a while, and it all started with the gym. I started actually going to the gym every day, and I needed a little help at first. Like at first I needed to start with someone else, and I still go with someone else, but I needed that little push of accountability to actually show up every day. And now that I am fully in that routine, I go to the gym every day. This morning I got there at 8, did deadlifts, deadlifted 122 pounds today, which is kind of good for me. It's my highest I've done yet. And then I went to yoga for an hour, and I feel amazing now. But it had to start with the gym. It had to start with me going every day, and then getting to the point where I can't imagine not going every day now. And now that I've gotten there, I can kind of start doing other things. So I started at the gym, really loving that process. And I do think there's a huge correlation between going to the gym every day or just having a healthy lifestyle and also having a healthy mental state. So I do think that that's also had a huge impact. But I think there's a lot to be said for getting up and doing something every day. And it's crazy because ever since I started doing that one thing every day, I've started doing a lot of other things every day. I've started journaling every single day. And that is not as new to me. Like that's kind of something I always do, but I'm journaling in a healthier way where I'm not just journaling about what I don't have, but I'm journaling about what I do have and how proud of myself I am and what I'm going to be doing that day. And it just feels more positive to me. even though I thought I was being positive before, but I wasn't. I was kind of just focusing on what I wanted instead of what was right in front of me and what I was creating. And so I started doing that every day, and then that led to me getting into guitar lessons and practicing every day. And at first, I felt that little tinge of discouragement because, I wasn't picking things up super fast, and it made me not want to pick up the guitar. But I picked it up every day, and I'm actually starting to see the improvement, which makes me way more excited to keep doing it. And so now that's gone into vocal exercises. I'm looking for a vocal coach, but I'm also just on Skillshare, on YouTube, on Masterclass, on all of these other things, improving my voice on a daily basis, because I thought I needed all this help with actual performance and actual skills, when really I think what I've been missing is daily practice. And so I don't know if that resonates with anybody else, but I've just realized recently how important it is for your brain to do something every day, just a little bit. I really believe that is the only realistic way you're going to reach goals. Like, after actually doing it, I'm like, wow, this is the only way I'm really going to get there. And this is the only way I've ever actually seen real success, like real improvement. And that is a really good feeling after years and years of just being honestly unfair to myself, just expecting the world out of doing something for a day, or just avoiding, and then wanting it all. And so I don't know if anyone else needs to hear that right now, but if you can find just start with one thing to be consistent about, one thing you really care about. And if you find that one thing and then you start doing that every day, then maybe the next day you'll find another thing. And, I bring this up because it has like completely changed my routine in the most beautiful way, where I actually feel like I have been beneficial. Like, I've been doing things that are beneficial to actually getting closer to my dreams every day. And there's nothing worse than feeling like you had a whole day and you got nowhere. At least for me, because I'm a very career-oriented person, and I'm sure a lot of people that are actually listening to this podcast feel the same way. But if I have a day where I wanted to be productive, but I accidentally held myself back, that's just not a good feeling for anybody. So I highly recommend, what I have changed in my routine is getting up, going to the gym first thing in the morning, and having someone there too that is waiting for you to get there. I'm telling you, that'll make a huge, huge difference. I wouldn't do it by myself, but because I have someone else there, it really is like changing everything for me. And if you don't have anyone to go with, it is more difficult, but you can still do it. It just starts with a daily routine. And then now that I've done that, I work on guitar, I work on music, I work on my fitness. I've been logging my food, because I'm not like a calorie logger, but I do want to know what I'm putting in to take care of myself. It just adds a little more accountability. Again, accountability. So if you're someone like me who has been really, really struggling with finding balance in everything, I mean everything, like your food, your budgeting, your art, your career, your like content, social media, everything that you need to do on a daily basis, if you've been struggling with that, I'm telling you, start one step at a time, and know that every day you will get closer. And the most rewarding part is when you start seeing the progress. That is so, so cool. So, now that I've been doing this for 2 months, I am seeing progress. Like, my album is actually getting closer to being finished, and I'm actually like moving in the right direction. I'm not holding myself back right now. Well, I hope you guys find some consistency this week, or that you have found it and you have this peace of mind knowing that you are slowly but surely making it to your own goals, desires, dreams, aspirations. You name it, you've got it. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye. As always, thanks for listening to Matcha with Murad. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to like, subscribe, review, or share this with your friends. Again, thanks for listening, and talk to you guys next week.